the content of this bottle is still dangerous once you overconsume.
Of how we see the bottle.
So let me ask you this question. I want every single person to answer this.
Please don't answer yes to the question.
I want you to answer last. I want you to answer first. Why? What did you say?
I said, I guess we get to answer when we want.
Yeah.
He has to answer each still.
Yeah, okay.
Same with his chest.
Why is homophobia so prevalent in our community?
In relation to toxic masculinity?
Yes.
Or
yes.
You know?
Within the black community.
Okay.
Okay, so, sorry, you answer first.
You answer first.
No. The reason why I want you to answer first is because one, you're the youngest. So I want the
your
honest
perspective. I
want your honest perspective.
What was the question?
Why is homophobia so prevalent amongst black men?
I don't know, man.
No, you can't say you don't know.
He doesn't know.
He does.
First of all, he said he's young. So he doesn't know.
he's young, but he's extremely smart and extremely opinionated.
Also, what he's saying is you're ignorant to the fact that homophobia exists in the black community that you're a part of, is what he just said. Basically.
Pretty much is what
Exactly.
So I know you know.
Right away.
I know you know. So what's the given? My nigga, what's good? We can talk about it.
Cheers to the clap. Cheers.
We can talk about it. It's just a safe space.
Cheers. Yeah, this is.
No, I really can't. I can't answer that question because, like, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problem with it.
I need some Sprite.
You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I have no problem with it. I can't answer for other niggas. I don't fuck with niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to sound
You're fucking this whole conversation up.
But that ass,
but I respect it.
I can't answer for other niggas, man. I'm an open person. Whoever you are, I'm gonna respect you as a man, a female, whatever the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's your energy, it's your vibe. That's what I'm looking for. Niggas, in today's day, or niggas my age, they don't know that. That's not what they look for. You know what I'm saying? I'm beyond that. You feel me? So I can't answer for that crowd because I'm above that shit.
I'm gonna ask you a question. What got you to that mindset? What got you to where? What made you tell yourself? What made you set yourself apart?
People I surround myself with. You know what I'm saying? I surround myself around intelligent, wise people. You know what I'm saying? You, of course, one of them. You feel me? So people that can feed me and give me gems.
Fuck you don't do. Fuck you don't do me.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like it makes me open my eye and understand things. Like, yo. Even like, for example, the other day, I'm chilling with a group of niggas, and they're just in the driveway, they're smoking, they're drinking, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm bored as hell.
Yeah.
To them, it's fun.
Because you don't smoke and drink.
I drink like a motherfucker. But that's my shit.
You don't
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's boring though.
It's the mindset.
You know, it's the mindset.
Yeah.
I have to say, yo, why don't we like try and like come up with a business or something? Like every day we do the same shit, and they're like, oh yeah, bro. They're looking at me like the bad guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, alright, well, you know what I mean?
He definitely. He's another.
You ain't part of the matrix.
He's another. He's a dude who's younger. He's ahead.
And I've been through a lot.
He just beat a case.
So
he just beat a case like just the other day.
Respect.
He just beat his case the other day. So
the fuck?
Like, and even the way he
can't keep my good mind down.
Real shit. True.
But he's ahead his years. That's why I like to ask him certain things.
Yep.
Because being a black man myself, at his age, he was my first introduction to homosexuality. Being one of my best friends.
Yeah.
He moved different, acted different. He wasn't about the same thing. So everybody was like, "Well, how do we even deal with this?"
Yeah.
But me, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
Because I'm from the street. I'm in church. My parents are in church. So I'm thinking, how do I even deal with having a friend like this? He doesn't walk like my other friends. He doesn't.
Pants don't sag.
His pants don't sag.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
different. What do we do?
But they sag
So,
now, bitch.
yeah.
Niggas is mad.
So what I'm saying is, why? Because on both sides, he was Satan.
I could, yeah.
So what? Why do you think? Why?
I mean, Satan look cool though.
Why do you think it was so?
You wanted to fuck with Satan.
You ready?
Yeah. Wow.
Why is homosexuality so like?
My brain is like about to explode, man. Because the thoughts just start coming in.
Nah, I want to hear them
It's
all.
not the ice. It's not the ice.
No, but I wanted to comment on Time's comment. Like, he was just to say, like, when he was in that environment, and for him it was like his mindset was already elevated. So it's like, what I say to you, that like a lot of people don't, or I should say, black men, we don't recognize our kingship, and we don't recognize that, some men want to be kings and in pursuit to be kings, but there's some want to just be soldiers because their mind state, they can't interpret or perceive what kingship even looks like. So I'm saying, bro,
This nigga's a smooth talk,
Smooth.
Shit.
I told you the ice was chest, minding some business.
That's one of these things.
Yeah, for sure.
that's it.
Nate.
And
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you done. My fault.
Let ice melt. Yeah.
to touch on the would you say why is
homophobia so prevalent?
okay, I feel like it's also conditioning as well. And I feel like conditioning and you gotta understand, like the like filters are everything, bro, and what you're exposed to, exposure. So if you're exposed to a certain way of conditioning, then you're just gonna emulate that. So it's like,
I hear that.
For me, it's like, okay, if my friend and my other good friend and everyone around me is a sheep and acts like this, then essentially you start acting like that, and that's true, that's fact. So,
And then after that, we're all lost.
exactly.
Sheep
Never
start
mind
following the
lost.
sheep.
We're all sheep.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just there's a study in this. I watched this, like there was a study. It's crazy. Like I was watching just how mind control works. So let me just break it down for you in terms of
Talk about it.
So I'm gonna make the story quick. There's a woman that comes into a clinic. The whole clinic is fake. Everyone's an actor. The nurse, the receptionist, the people in there, everyone's an actor. So she's walking into like a social experiment, right? So she sits down thinking she's waiting for an appointment to see the doctor, right? Then a bell goes off. And then everyone stands up. And then looks at her like, yo, why are you not standing up? And then sits back down after like 5 seconds. So she's confused, like, yo, why is everyone standing up?
At the same time.
Right, at the same time. So then they just go back to normal conversation. Receptionist is picking up the phone. 10 minutes later, the bell goes off again.
Everybody
Stand
stand
up.
Right? And then she's
This
like,
is my
yo,
life
this
right
is
now.
weird. Then she sits back down. Sorry, I'm messing up the angles.
She didn't
but,
leave though.
But
but,
No.
bruh,
then after that, maybe the third or fourth time the bell goes off.
stands
What
up.
does she do? She stands up.
Because now she's afraid.
Yeah.
She's afraid.
She's nervous. She's nervous.
Oh, you're right. She's not afraid yet.
Yeah.
She's
She ain't
nervous.
afraid yet because she's in a building. There's people around, so she thinks she's gonna be
nervous,
safe.
yeah.
But at this point, she's nervous as fuck. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's thinking, what the fuck is going on? What's gonna happen if I don't stand up? This bell keeps going off.
Yeah.
I gotta repeat. That is the Matrix. That's Monday morning. That's Monday morning. That's high five. Go ahead.
Here's the kicker. So now that she's programmed to stand up, they add another person that comes in. Mind you, this person
Doesn't know.
right?
So along with the other lady, now there's a new person.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
involved.
now, when the lady now is starting to stand up and the new girl walks in, now she's trying to tell the new girl that she needs to
Go get
stand
it
up.
together.
So
You know what I'm saying?
telling her.
Yeah.
So she's telling her, yo,
she's
get up.
telling her every day at 8 o'clock.
It's work
This
time.
bell is gonna go off.
Yeah.
You gotta stand up because
Yeah.
that's what. We don't know, but that's what we do around here.
Go work for the man.
Go work.
Never mind the man. Go work. Go work. The man is gonna tell you I'm gonna give you money.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your paycheck might not come in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because HR might fuck it up.
Yeah, facts. It's gonna be a little short. It's gonna be a little short.
But it's
So
okay.
that's my answer. Now, if you
That's a good ass answer.
now if you put that answer to the context of your question,
Everybody's ding.
Society.
Society.
And yeah.
Ding. Don't like
yeah.
gays. Don't like lesbians. Don't like lesbians.
Don't like the other, essentially. Period.
Period. Nate, what do you gotta say?
Okay, so
Don't fuck it up, man. Like, early in the day. Don't fuck it up. Like,
So-
Nelson Mandela over
right,
here.
don't fuck it up.
Fela Kuti over here. Yeah.
But yo, okay, so this is what it is. This is what it is. It's interesting even hearing that because I remember, and I'm gonna tie this all together, but I remember being in church.
Oh, that place.
It always starts
being,
with the
right?
church for some reason.
That
being praised but ostracized, you know, encouraged but chastised for not being a sheep. My parents raised me to ask questions.
Question everything.
Bruh, everything. And it was funny too because they said that, but I don't know if they knew what it
means to
because
question
of the kind of kid I
everything.
was. But then my dad, I promise you, he's one of the most patient men in the world.
Question everything except what I
say what? No, but not even that. My mom used to say that at like 3-4 years old,
It's
like 4 or 5 years old, I would tell my dad to just beat me. Because normal dads, when you question everything, get tired. Because I told you to. My dad, if I did something wrong, would sit there and say, yo, so what did you see? Like, why did you do this? What did you think the outcome was going to be? Who did you think that would affect? He would sit there in his accent and say that.
Oh, we're gonna talk.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was encouraged. I was encouraged from him to do that, but encouraged from my mom to question everything that I find normal. So why are we I was vegetarian till I was 12, right? Why?
I'm judging you, yeah.
For real. But the funny thing is, I didn't know that being vegetarian was ill, because my mom seasoned up food the same way she'd season up meat. So veggie food tastes good to me. So when people were like, "Oh, you're missing out," I was like, "All right, cool. Like I don't know,
I guess.
I'll try." You know.
Yeah.
Then my cousin stuck me a little piece of chicken. The chicken tastes good,
But
and it was seasoned.
yeah,
it's cool.
Right? But
Cool.
the allure to eat that chicken was more
not
because.
It was forbidden.
Yes,
Yeah,
then it was because I thought it
apple.
tasted amazing.
Right.
It was forbidden. So when I see Sabbath lunches,
like
it's
party vagina.
You know what? You know.
No, I fucked it up.
Yeah, you fucked it up.
Anyway, go. I never had it. I'm just
Yeah.
on it.
I've never had it either. I've done vagina, but not that. Yeah.
cool,
yeah.
cool. All right, so
Studio audience.
so now the big thing surrounding homophobia and as much as I wasn't a sheep, there's still very sheepish qualities that I had.
Of course.
So Jamaican blood runs very deep in mine, right? So when you grow up and you listen to a style of music,
Reggae.
more so dance hall.
And
Reggae wasn't the worst thing, you know. Reggae had some wisdom in it, but
You know what?
I like the
dance hall
way it
was a very, you know,
It's rugged.
it was a very,
Rugged and direct.
right, very
I don't-
direct.
Boom, boy.
I don't. I'll talk about it right
But
now.
watch this.
It's
There's a lot of
music.
There's a lot of music as kids. You come up, you sing, you have no business singing it, but
not
as you grow up, no comprehension.
Yeah, no.
But then as you grow up, there's certain things that you hold on to. So watch.
Because it's precedent.
Right. So watch, especially reggae, especially dancehall. You know, Batty Boy for Dead. You know, like I will gunshot.
That is true.
It is the truth.
That fit-
And I have gay friends who will sing that, and I laugh.
Facts.
I'm like, yo, it's a good song, but are you sure? Are you sure you're comfortable singing?
But this is the reason why I ask these things, because yo, I have gay friends like this guy
who will love to that too.
When I hear him sing against gay people, I'm like, nigga, I'm over here fighting for your fucking rights, I'm a nigga, and you're over here, and you're here. I'm over here fighting for you.
Like me.
Fighting, my nigga. I'm over here fighting for you, and you're I'm like, yo, my nigga.
So watch this now. First girl I moved in with.
She wasn't white, right?
No.
We knew that. That was your turn.
Yeah.
We got that. We're paying attention.
So we're cohabitating now, and you have your understanding.
The first guy moved in with, we're cohabitating. Bitch, you don't live together? You can say that.
No, this is why it's different. Let me explain why it's different, right?
Siri, what's the meaning of
I can't stand you. But this is why it's different, right? You can live with a roommate and you guys just live together.
Yeah.
When you cohabitate, I clean your shit. When you cohabitate, especially when you have that toxic masculinity, I believe that you should do my laundry. But remember this, bad man clothes can't wash a girl panties. But you have to do my laundry. So in doing my laundry, you better take out your panties and get my laundry. So we're about to now...
Two separate laundry money, you know?
Right. So we're about to now get in this big feud because I see your panties with my laundry.
No panties with laundry!
That you are doing and that you are folding up. So
I'm fucking with you, hold on. You're making me just making me up the moment. I'm joking. Are you fucking toxic masculinity?
Yeah. One time.
So the same way I have these beliefs out of nowhere. Like, if anything, she should not want her panties to wash with my clothes because my clothes are hard back clothes. She'll want to tear up her things and in the night. But my toxic masculinity, as this whole circuit thing comes full circle, it's the same thing when it comes to homosexuality. Batimanism. That's what we used to call it. You know what I mean? Ism, right? It's an ism.
No, hold on. I don't mean to cut you. I want to
#Batimanism.
I remember being at Travoy's house one day. And I remember him saying something to the effect of he doesn't like to go to church nowadays if it's not condemning gay people.
Facts. You're not, listen, I don't go to church. Obviously, I'm busy on Sunday morning sleeping or doing drugs, whichever happens first. But I'm definitely not going to a church that's all accepting and all, oh my God, we're in love, we're family. No.
But you see what I'm saying? This is what I want to know these things. Sorry, go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
So these are the two main things that bring the idea of I can't chill and sit beside this you. Right?
Because I'm gay. Just in case we miss it, because I'm gay.
Yeah.
Nigga, ain't nobody even say this shit.
I'm telling to the audience.
We have now church that condemns it, that even though they say that all sin is equal to all sin, no sin is different than others, right? Even though they say that, they're also so willing. They're so willing to speak against this one thing that technically is not even in the 10 Commandments, but has its little place in the Bible. They're so.
I didn't know that.
Right.
I'm definitely coveting my neighbor's wife or husband or whatever the hell they are. I'm coveting whatever that means.
So we're so heavy.
Rasta not covet nobody's wife. Shit like that.
Let me know what coveting means.
This nigga time said, speak for yourself. He said, let me pour a drink. What's this thing called? I'm gonna covet somebody's wife.
I'm coveting something. I don't want flowers.
So we have now the church, and most of us grow up Christian, which has its own form of slavery in it. And then we have the other side, ties it in, slavery, where you look at like Jamaican slavery, where it's like, because naturally whatever tribes that we've come from in Jamaica, we don't know how to be docile and listen to what you say. We will burn down your whole city before we listen to you. What they do.
Sounds like black men.
Have you guys? Have you guys heard of buck breaking?
I heard about that.
Oh my God, I was gonna talk about that.
So a lot of the roots in Jamaica of having such a disdain for homosexuality is because of buck breaking. Now you said, oh, you don't want to listen, and you think you're better than everyone, and you think that you're rebellious enough.
My camera's going?
Yeah. Okay. You think that you're rebellious enough? This is what we're gonna do to break you. So to break you, tie you up, bend you over, make the whole
Everybody watch.
You get
sodomized.
I actually never knew this was true.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, when you see that, and that's a form of like breaking your whole society and everything you are, there's a sense of hatred
For the world to see.
Right. So you have a hatred towards it, and then now you're gonna teach your kids and everybody else to hate that.
the ancestral trauma.
Yes, and that trauma just continues.
passes.
So now there's like it's like an phobia of it because of what it kind of stems from. But again, it still goes back to that story he was telling about the sheepish mentality, because a lot of us don't know, like we don't know why our ancestors hated that. Like, you know what I mean? We've never seen that kind of stuff happen, right?
Yeah.
So
Haven't we? I'm joking. I'm joking. We haven't. To the audience, we haven't.
I mean,
This nigga fucked up.
we have, just in different ways. If we're really honest. They buck break us on a regular. No black man can do too well. When he does, we have to hit him off that pedestal to remind y'all that you can't be too
Or
great.
attach a notable or respectable female beside them.
Right.
Or respectable consequence of
Right. So there's so many ways that happens, but when it comes specifically to homosexuality, it's like those two main things which are in the fiber of our being from birth, especially if you're West Indian or Jamaican, whether you call him Bantiman, or Bulla, or whatever you call it, like, you know what I mean? That's the same.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
It does.
That's my vision side of the family.
Other than hashtag Batimanism. That's really
This guy's a bullet. Give me 1 second. Before we get in, give me 1 second. Trav, right here, hashtag bullet street right here.
Bam.
Across the screen?
Yeah.
Bullet street right here, right now.
Right? So watch this now. So those are, at least for me and most of us, our upbringing, that's the fundamental truths that you grew up with. Before it's told to you, it's just known that that's what it is.
Right.
You see your uncles getting uncomfortable and when
facts.
somebody walks around, you see it and you don't know why, but you're uncomfortable too. It's like, yo, everybody else is mean mugging, so I'm a mean mug. Like, you know what I mean?
The bell.
The bell. That's the bell.
Yeah.
So for me now, when that bell, actually, let me be honest. So even though I was singing those songs, and I always, not always, there was a point where I was like, oh yeah, it's wrong because the Bible says it's wrong, and I was a devout Christian, right? It says it's wrong. Even when I said it was wrong, I still didn't attach it to the person, because from growing up, I've learned that some of these people that we make fun of or say stuff to.
Cheers. That was deep.
Nigga, grow up.
Fuck it.
So, because the way I viewed Christianity and the way my parents helped teach it to me, it was still love first. So,
Sitting here.
right. So it was like, if you now, if my brother goes out and robs somebody, because in his mind, that's all he could resort to. I'm gonna check him because he's my brother. But that doesn't mean I now
condemn.
Right, not even just condemn.
You don't agree with what he's doing.
Right, but I still love him. He's still my brother. But like, especially now where we have this whole cancel culture bullshit. Like for me, it's like, how do you? Right, it's a different topic. But for me, I couldn't compute with that because it's like, yo, listen. I guess maybe it's unfortunate. I grew up without idolizing people because I had very fundamental views of people falling from grace.
I've
had mental health.
You're a critical thinker. You're a critical thinker.
Right.
You're a critical thinker. Yeah.
So because of all those things, it was like, yo, my uncle, rest his soul, he was bipolar. And he had some episodes. When I say episodes, I'm not talking like no little yelling and screaming in the house. I'm talking about going to church looking like you and cussing people. But he's also like a Juno-nominated gospel singer.
So he's up there.
So he's up there. People know who he is, and he had to deal with that. And for me, it was just like,
we respect.
I see this.
Hands down, no question.
So I see this every day, and I see that him, who is so loved, is also so fallible. And because of how he presented it, he wasn't hiding it.
Wait, for the people in the room that don't understand what fallible means.
Flawed.
He wasn't perfect.
He's not perfect. Yeah.
But even though
He could make mistakes.
even though he's a award winner,
Right.
Yeah.
even though he's
respected,
even though he's
so
respected,
respected.
even though he's a figure,
Yeah. A major figure in
Perfect
people-
example, like a pastor having an affair.
Yeah.
Fallible. Simple. Like basic terms.
but he's
A
still
pastor,
he don't, no matter what he's done, he still has.
Jay-Z
His
should not
flaws.
Beyonce.
But let's not
Fallible.
let's not involve my uncle in this right now.
That's I said it.
Let's
Fallible.
Yeah, let's leave uncle out this.
Uncle.
all right?
So because I was able to see this from such a young age, even though I sang and bust gunshots at that, I knew that if my homie one day is like, yo, Nate, I gotta talk to you about something, I'm gay.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh cool, like are you out or like is this just between me and you? Like because I've learned dealing with mental health, yo, they're still a person, fam.
Yeah.
You talk to them, like what okay, so what is it?
It's-
And how do we work through this or what do you need from me?
When I grew
Hashtag
up with
Nelson
him,
Mandela right here.
growing up with him in church, he used to go to church and play Destiny's Child
Yeah.
on the
Hey,
piano.
I'm skilled.
And everybody was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's a little feminine. I'm like, feminine? This nigga gay.
A lot of
Right, little
A lot of
man. You don't want to
But everybody
Definitely a lot of-
ostracized him.
Right.
But me, I was just like, well, I don't think this is the place to do that.
That's a whole nother topic.
In church.
Yeah,
church is supposed to be a hospital. It's supposed to be a community building.
I didn't think it was a place to.
Yeah, we're kicking out people
I
who
didn't-
need that. Like, it doesn't make no sense.
I didn't think it was a place to cancel him. I just felt like,
This
well,
is the
he's
place.
gay. I never seen him disrespect nobody here.
Insert, I was not gay at the time. I didn't know I was gay at the time.
I don't believe that. But I can't tell you how to live.
He would
But I-
call me gay and I will accept it because I did not
But I was no, don't do that.
I did
Don't
not
make it look like I was dissing.
self-identify.
Don't make it look like I was dissing.
I did not self-identify.
Don't make it look like I was like,
as
oh,
a
you gay. I was just like, yo,
I was not a gay.
I was
Then. I was not a gay then.
I'm gay.
You're not gay.
I was just not as masculine as my counterparts that were.
Nate said, you're my gay.
I wasn't a gay.
Okay, so to answer, now I need your answer.
There's a lot of things. Okay, so.
Because to be honest, what your view means a lot because you're a voice, right?
Yeah, indeed.
And you're a staple in like you're a staple.
My
in,
hair's
like,
blonde now. Like y'all can't ignore it.
I call him. It's funny because I call him Gazy. He's huge.
Okay, so
Yeah, he's huge.
wait.
And like
Malcolm gay.
yeah, Malcolm X.
I don't fuck with Martin. But no. So there's a lot has been said. Okay, so first and foremost, I think that like right off the bat, I think that homophobia in the black community or the black male community is prevalent because of like ignorance and just toxic masculinity. Hands down, no question. That's it. That's my simple answer to the question. There's no answer about it. We want to be men. We want to portray what in this particular case, and I'm not demonizing or judging. We want to portray what hip hop says is masculine, so we just go with that.
So you think this has to do with music,
but not music, but toxic masculinity, because
the toxic masculinity within music.
Hip hop
Within hip hop
is like the perfect is like a key
That's deep.
in toxic masculinity.
So you think hip hop's gay?
Yeah.
No. You think hip hop?
I think hip hop is what is like a tangible.
homophobic.
No, I think hip hop is a tangible example of what toxic masculinity is. Can look like. Yes, because hip hop is more relatable.
I mentioned that.
Dancehall, which you mentioned because you didn't say reggae.
Yeah.
Dancehall is another example, but that's only if you're from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So if you're on an island, then yes, dancehall is a tangible example of what toxic masculinity is. We're hating gays, we're hating women. We only want to fuck them. Going back to your original question, we don't love the women. We love their crotches.
Not vagina.
Pum pum. Right.
Yeah.
So hip hop in this context is what I'm going to use as a tangible example of what toxic masculinity is, and that's why there's so much hatred in for not just homosexuality, but the trans community, like just in general.
Yeah.
Period. But
that trans topic is another thing.
Right.
That's another monster.
That's a whole.
That we don't even know how to. We don't know how to
But just going backwards, yes, breaking the buck. It does have a lot to do with that because at the end of the day, as a Jamaican man, as a Jamaican male, even though my mother and my uncles and they might not have said it, I did my own research and I did my own education. And breaking the buck was like not the root of, but it definitely was at like
as a catalyst.
Yeah,
Sure.
Major
catalyst, for sure.
These
okay, hold on. So for the people at home,
oh my gosh,
this nigga went to get his
Wait a minute, sit.
Siri, what is catalyst?
So it might not be the root cause.
Hold on. I just want to show you how cool Nate's being right now. Nate's like, yo, I came here with the big words, baby.
That's what Nelson.
Nate said, y'all niggas came with that regular vocab. I came with
Malcolm X. Malcolm X is about that life. So, but yeah, so yes, breaking the buck is definitely at the root cause because I think that even when you're not homophobic, the simple fact that you do not like gay men, regardless of whether you're afraid, phobia or not, which is okay. Like you don't have, like we do not have to like everyone.
No.
Regardless of their lifestyle, regardless of their race, like we don't have to like everyone. But as
hold
soon
on.
as
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you because I really want to know. If you don't like
because I don't like a lot. So
no,
yeah,
give me a minute.
Let's
I'm gonna figure it out.
Let me
I need help figuring it out. If you don't like gay people,
okay.
No.
Are you automatically homophobic?
No, I'm saying.
No. I do not. I personally, as the gay guy here,
this guy got
I do not think that because you don't like gay people, you are a homophobe. Yes, you are homophobic.
I got you.
You fall into the category like yes, this is it.
Because homophobic.
That's what it is. Yeah, you're under the umbrella. But your reasoning, your logic, your mind state, your mental, your everything, your mental health, your whatever it is you, is that does not dictate or determine like the label that you get, as far as I'm concerned. Right? But that's going literally back to what I was getting at. But like what you said, love first. Right? Like I don't want to not answer.
No. Go ahead. Go. Travel.
The reason why I'm the way I am today, not just comfortable with my sexuality, whatever that is today, because whatever, it's just a label. But the reason I'm the way I am today is because after I was forced to come out of the closet, my stepdad asked me a question, and he dragged me out of the closet. He literally told everybody for me. I didn't have to tell not one soul.
You violated.
I did not have to tell. I did not have to tell one soul that I was gay. He got on a plane and went to Jamaica to talk to me.
Oh shit.
So like I didn't have to tell a soul.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, you don't tell why.
Yeah. No, but see, the thing is,
a long time I don't tell you
the funny thing is that he didn't even say it in that context. He said it to my mom. He said, Brenda's son. He said it to my mom.
He went to the room.
Yeah,
Brenda's
baby. Yeah, he went.
So he tried to make it. He weaponized it.
It was the personal attack on my mom.
He weaponized it.
It had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And even like when he didn't apologize, but did apologize in his manly way.
You know, so we make a mistake,
Yeah. He didn't even go that far. But like even when
you want something?
I had already like unlearned the hatred that I needed for him. And
I couldn't do it.
Unlearned. Honestly, I wouldn't have done it. But in that time, like it's so funny. Like this happened when I was.
But it anchored you down, though, so you.
Yeah, of course. Look at me now.
Right?
Wait, I just found the keys down. Fuck that nigga. But no, it happened at a time when I was unlearning a lot of things as well.
Yeah.
So for me, and this is why like I say like just because you don't like me because I'm gay, that's okay. Like you don't have to like. Because in my mind, like your cousin's probably gay. You don't even want to accept that. So like that's on you. Like that's your.